Welcome to Deadlands Dime Novels, The Adventures of Young and Holt, Issue 12, A Drink, a Dress, and a Doubt. I'm your narrator, Ernest Wick, intrepid reporter for the Tombstone Epitaph. In this issue, Young and Holt make their way to a small town with Annabelle in tow. But she's not making everyone feel safe. Maybe a change of clothes and a hot meal will do everyone some good. Well, let's see where they're at.
The night kind of continues. Moon is out.
I'm just going to keep an eye on the watch, check it now and then, wait for midnight.
Make me a notice check. This is hearing based, so if you have any bonuses, unlike your
Unlike my friend?
unlike your friend who has penalties.
I do not.
All right.
A 4.
You hear something. It is difficult to determine what it is, but you can determine that it is a good distance away from you. It just sounds odd. You don't know if it's some sort of animal. It's not. It is not distinctive. Like it's not a wolf howl.
No.
Definitely not that. Maybe
Some sort of noise.
Maybe it could be some sort of distorted bear roar. Maybe it could be the way that the wind in the night is carrying pigs.
It doesn't matter, I'm waking up.
Okay.
You are freaking out and you're hearing noise.
That's
Sorry.
right. Well, what time is it? Let's see how much
You
sleep I
probably have about maybe an hour to go before you need to wake up.
Yeah, he can last an extra hour. I'm sure as heck I can go to sleep.
Okay.
Hey, well, that's not going to work. I'm going to give him a little kick in the side.
What?
Oh.
Stay ready.
Yeah.
All right. Get a coffee cup out of the bag. Go
Okay.
over and scoop some out. What?
I heard some.
Oh, God. How much licorice did you put in it?
It was just like 3.
Like, dump half of it out. Fill the other half of it up with whiskey, stir it up.
Not bad. It had thickened up a little bit by the time you woke up to scoop some out. The whiskey helps. Whiskey helps.
I heard noise.
What kind of noise? I have no idea. I will listen.
You go right ahead and try.
Not that I expected to hear it or anything.
3.
You don't hear a damn thing.
Crickets? Is that what you heard? Crickets?
Maybe it could have been cicadas. Maybe.
I guess I wouldn't know cicadas very well.
All right.
So,
I'm up for the rest of the night now. I'll get the coffee pot out. You didn't make coffee, did you?
No.
No. Okay. Get the coffee pot out.
Okay.
Start throwing the coffee cup or the. Put it on the campfire so we can start getting warm, percolating.
All right.
I think about an hour talking. Try and sleep. So,
There was a little pond. Which way? That way?
yeah.
Okay. How deep do you reckon that was?
Why?
I got all this trail dirt on me. It's gonna go splash around a little bit.
Okay.
Give me a half hour.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to go over to my horse and get my shotgun.
Okay. Are you going to load it?
I'm going to load it, but I'm going to keep it open so I don't accidentally pull the trigger.
Okay.
When
Sounds
I jump, I inevitably jump from noises.
I'm gonna strip off all my hardware except for due diligence.
Okay.
Leave my shirt and vest, and head down to the pond.
All right. It's deep enough. It's probably maybe about thigh deep.
Yeah.
So you can
Get the grime and road dust off me.
okay.
Sit there and soak a little bit. Pop out of the water. splash around.
It feels good. You,
especially as hot as it's been.
Yeah, it has been quite hot. Even this evening is still it's a warmer evening. You're halfway floating in the pond. You're just kind of moving your arms a little bit just to be in the water. Make me a spirit roll. Do you have any fatigue?
Fatigue has currently been erased. So
All
no
right.
fatigue.
Let's just make that regular spirit roll. 4. All right. There's definitely some frogs, a few other critters around here making some noise. You know, the regular nighttime
Or those frogs would need something to eat.
noise that they make, but you're floating there. You realize it's been a couple of minutes, and it's gotten completely silent.
I just kind of move back over to the bank a little bit, still laying on my back, but closer to my pistol if I need to go for it.
Okay.
Because it's right there next to my boots. Still got my hat on.
I
still got my long johns
I was saying you still got your long johns on, I'm sure.
Just not wearing my belt in the water.
It has been established that Joshua is a never nude,
Yes.
so that makes perfect sense.
I'm just
It has now become my campaign goal, though, to get
Strip
Joshua
him.
naked. At one point in time, I want the man naked. Just
more so that he'll never do it again. I'm going to make another listen check since it got real still.
okay.
See if I can hear campfire crackle or porter snoring.
Okay. 5. And that's with your hard of hearing?
Oh, sorry.
3.
3.
You cannot hear the campfire, but you can see the low glow off in the distance of where it is.
Now, uneasy feelings are usually there for a reason. I will get my boots on.
Okay.
Strap my gun up. Carry my pants back to camp.
All right.
That way I can try a little bit in the night air.
Make me one more spirit roll before you go. Ooh. 10. Okay, so here's what happens. You're kind of getting everything, put back together, put on, and so on. And you're reaching down to pick up those last bits. You have this flashback, and when you come back up, you pick up this scent, and it hits you, and it brings you back to this memory of this time that you spent with Abigail. And it just happened to be in a similar situation where the two of you had shared a bath together. It was just in a bit more of a happier time. So the wetness of your skin and the clothes that you have on and then the scent just kind of like hit you, and it's almost like you feel this presence behind you, and you go to turn and there's a brief flash where you kind of see the room that you were in where this happened, but it doesn't unnerve you. It actually, when you turn, it kind of, because you kind of had this weird feeling at first. But then when you turned and that vision popped into your mind's eye, it kind of washed over you and reassured you. And you see just out of the corner of your eye this fleeting wisp of the color of her hair. And then you just instinctively turn more.
Following it.
Yeah, to follow it. But the vision fades just before you see her face. And then fog that you have from the remains of the whiskey kind of take over the remains of your thought process and deaden your senses once again. And then it's all gone, and then you realize that you're back just at this pond.
As I snatch up my pants that are laying there, I'll be like, Dang it, Miss Blackett, what are you trying to tell me? And I'll shake my head, almost trying to, like, clear the cobwebs and the fog out of it from the whiskey. And kind of just mutter a curse under my breath at falling back in the bottle again. Head back to camp to pour myself some coffee. And I'm just kind of lost in that thought, so I'm not fully focusing on the camp. So I'm not really stumbling into camp, but I'm just not really looking because I'm like looking through everything.
Mm-hmm.
Pour myself a cup of coffee. It's gonna need to be stronger. You're looking a little white over there, Porter.
Are you awake?
No.
Did you hear anything?
No.
Did I hear anything in the meantime?
Make a notice check. Let's see if you did. That's a good question.
Double.
Wow.
I told you.
And another 6.
And
another 6. And another 6.
I was scared by her story, okay?
Every little sound setting him off.
So what was the final roll there? We got 4 6s?
4 6s and a 2.
Yeah.
26? Jeez. All right. So the sound that you had heard before that you couldn't place, you heard it again.
Oh.
It sounded like it was much closer, but it sounded a bit more... It was a bit more refined. It almost sounded like someone who was clearing their throat in a very raspy kind of way. And it was... You could hear it, and then it sounded like it was just kind of almost moving parallel with the camp, and then continue to go away from you, move away from you. You can't. You're looking around in the moonlight, can't see a damn thing.
Of course.
And your general fear and skittishness doesn't let you get too far away from the glow of the campfire, so you can't see anything out there. And it's not constant. So, but it's also not. It's not paced by a breath, so it's not. It's not. Or anything like that. It like goes for a little bit, and then there's a pause, and then it goes again, maybe for a short amount, and then very short pause, and then a long again. So it's not. There's no pattern to it that you can discern.
And it's still going on? When he comes back.
It fades. It gets out of earshot basically about a minute before he comes back up.
So, you didn't hear anything?
Frog.
I didn't hear a frog.
Well, you weren't down by the pond.
No, you
They
weren't.
nearly swam in my ear.
It was something passed by the campfire. I don't know what it was.
Like what? Can you describe it? My story's getting to you? You seen too much death? I think you just need a good night's sleep.
It sounded like... again and again and again.
Okay.
And then about the time you came, it was... Because it went right out of sight. And then in that direction. And it was gone by the time you know.
Let me know if it starts talking to you.
Speaking of talking, lean in a little here.
Leaning away from Annabelle?
Well, yeah, I'm assuming she's on the other side of the fire from us at this point. I think she wants to eat me.
I'll slap him on the back. Be like, quick worker.
What? No. That's not what I meant.
Oh, she finds you desirable. She wants to eat you up.
No. So, I think there's a hunch now. And, I think she might be dead. But, moving.
I can't hear the best. She's over there breathing.
Well, she could be faking it.
You can have a chip for that.
It's not that funny, okay? See, she told this story about people who are dead but are actually still here, and they don't breathe, and their heart's not beating, and how they like to eat other people.
My character have heard stories of the heroine.
You absolutely would have heard stories like that.
Okay.
Yes.
And you know how we found all those people that were like vomited and stuff? What if she fed them like stew cooked by made with people?
She helped cook, didn't she?
Oh, she did, but I watched her. She did. It was just, you tasted it. It was just the trail rations and some licorice and whiskey.
You have quite the overactive imagination. But I've heard stories.
So,
like what she's saying.
But I'm thinking maybe...
You got to be careful, though, and not let these stories run away with you. You got to keep your feet grounded. Sometimes the story tends to grow larger than it is. Like, we've already seen some weird stuff, you and me, right?
Yes.
But everything we've seen can be explained from the natural order, right?
Well, I think this is explained from the natural order just fine. She likes to eat people and cook what up.
Okay, so maybe she has some weird eating habits. But that doesn't mean she's dead.
Well,
Now, I'm saying, the cannibalism is a bad thing, yes. That doesn't mean she's like the Walking Dead.
She really keeps looking at me like she wants to eat me.
So you want to leave?
No, because if I'm wrong, I'm just saying.
There you go. I'm proud of you. Keeping yourself grounded. You're not letting your imagination totally run away. You're leery, which is good.
But what I'm saying is, just, watch her, and if I happen to fall asleep, make sure
I won't let her cuddle with you tonight.
I'd rather you don't let her eat me, but
Okay. You're a little edgy. Why don't you get some shut-eye?
I'll try.
You take your dip in the pond. It's nice and relaxing.
I'm not leaving the campfire light. You're crazy. You know what? I'm going to take her suitcase. Because now she's got my pillow. I'm going to...
All right.
Sleep on her pillow.
Okay.
I'll grab since I'm not going to be sleeping, I'll grab my bedroll. All right. And I'll go over and I'll cover her up in a nice gentleman politely way. Okay. And just take a good look for anything out of the ordinary.
Make me a notice roll. And Porter, while he's doing that, you can make me a spirit roll.
All right.
And actually, no, I'm sorry, Porter. You can. Porter, you could add your grit to this.
So you want to make a guts roll?
This is 2.
Oh, geez, look at that.
My story was good.
All right, so enough to put me on edge a little bit. So what 2 6s and a 5.
So you got a 17. Okay. And
do you want me to make a guts?
I want you to make. Go ahead and make a spirit roll, a regular spirit roll.
Okay.
Not a guts roll. And add. You can get. What do you have? 2 points of grit.
Yeah.
You can add +2 to this.
9.
Let's do Joshua first. All right. So you're going to go take a really good close look. All right.
And then cover her up with my...
So yeah, you're covering up with a blanket, and you're kind of doing it nice and slow and deliberate, so you can from foot to head. And you notice when you get up to the top and you put the blanket on her, and you're not going to be so bold as to like tuck it in.
No, not tucking her in. Yeah.
But you look. You pause for a minute because her head scarf has gotten a little bit loose, and there's a gap in there. And at first you thought it was just a trick of the flicker from the campfire. But then you're able to. You have enough vet experience. You can kind of song and dance, pause enough to make it. You adjust the blanket a little bit to cover yourself.
He does this a lot.
And then you look to confirm, and you can see. First of all, you notice she has no hair. At least not in this portion that you can see that's revealed from her scalp. And what you see in this portion, it looks like rotted, kind of almost leprous type skin. It even looks like there's a loose flap or two of skin there, and there's various pustules and things look black. And this you're not sure of because this could have been a flicker. You'd have to get in closer. Maybe you saw something move in that little gap amongst there, but that you're not sure. That could have been a shadow. But definitely there is loose skin. There is something that you would probably immediately call a boil. I don't know. But it don't look good. It don't look right.
That ain't right. The quarter bottle of whiskey that I was nursing. You want to take it and just pour the rest on the campfire.
Okay. Flares up briefly. Porter.
That's me.
What are you going to do though, before I get to the horrible things that are about to happen to Porter? What you just go back and then just begin your watch like normal?
Beginning my watch, but she'll always be in my field of vision. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Okay. So, Porter.
Yes.
Your shift, or your sleep shift, is you're plagued by another series of nightmares. What? These nightmares involve, usually you find yourself, and this is a number of different scenarios that kind of go through as we're sleeping for these few hours. You're in a graveyard. You're at a funeral. You are in a doctor's or a mortician's office, place of business, however you want to describe it. In each one of these scenarios, the dead come back to life and start coming after either the guests at the funeral or you, if you're in the case of the cemetery. But your spirit roll has allowed you to not succumb to the fears that these dreams generate for you while you sleep. And so in each one of these scenarios, you either escape, or you're able to fend off the creature, or re-kill it. Whether you're setting it on fire, whether you've suddenly become, you're dual-wielding shotguns and just blowing these things away because it's a dream. However that goes.
It doesn't never happen in real life.
Or even if you end up using hexes that you don't have,
okay,
you're able to put these creatures down or escape, or both. So when you wake up, you're not fatigued. You're a little unnerved, but you still got a reasonable night's sleep out of the deal.
Okay.
Another thing I'm going to be doing while I'm on watch.
Okay.
Is I'm going to be going through all the stories in my head that I've heard, all the tales.
Okay.
All the knowledge that I might have picked up here and there of the occult. If he's right, what's the best way to deal with it? Is what I'm racing through my mind, preparation,
all
that
right.
kind of thing.
Make that roll. Let's see what you get.
So what do the different colors do? So white is a reroll.
White is a straight up reroll, but you'll still get the better of the 2 rolls.
But that gives you something.
No, only a red that allows me to take a chip.
And then blue gives you a reroll plus 2.
You can treat a red like a white, and then it behaves like a white for me, so I don't get one. A red will give you can roll and add a d6 to the result, but then I get to draw a chip. There is an ace.
11.
11. All right, so are you looking specifically for how to best deal with these tales of the dead that walk?
Mm-hmm. Because obviously, blowing the brains out might not have covered it.
From what you remember, from what you were told and what you've experienced, you can cause them death through normal, conventional damage to parts of their body.
Massive trauma.
Yeah, just massive trauma will do it. But it does. It takes a lot. It takes at least twice as much to kill them as it does a normal man. There is this old story that going for the brains of the creature, or what passes for brains in this creature, that's more effective. It still is going to take a lot, but it's more effective to take care of it. Are you focusing in your thoughts specifically on that, or are you focusing also in regards to what you saw on her head?
What I saw on her head, and having flashbacks probably to nightmares that I've had of the mining camp.
All right. You're 11. This doesn't happen till almost just as the sun is about to come up, and you're going back through your internal catalog. You do recall being told an old Sioux tale of this person, this being, and the Sioux who told this to you. He just referred to her as a poison woman. She was just known as a poison woman. She was someone who looked living and might have been dead, but she didn't look it. Regardless, she was evil. There was 2 different tales of this. There was one where the poison woman would just go and kill her victims by feeding them, giving them something to eat. And the way that she killed them was she would peel off parts of the top of her head and put them in whatever it was that she was making. They would eat it, and they would soon die. Then there was a poison woman, and the Sioux, when he remembered this, because he got a bit of a disconcerted look on his face. He said then there was the type of poison woman who would do that. But her food did not kill you. At least not for good. If you died, if you ate it, you would die. Then you would come back in her service. And she would call you forth to do her will.
Brains and pores.
I've never met either poison woman, but the ones who told me the tale, I have no reason to not believe them, for they seemed genuine and true in their beliefs.
No good deed goes unpunished.
Or make me a vigor roll
Absolutely.
when you wake up in the morning. 5. All right, do you want to keep it? Or do you want to try something a little bit better?
Are you saying I should maybe...
I'm saying you can do whatever you'd like. You get to spend a red?
Yep.
All right.
Means you get to draw, right?
That means I get to draw. You do get to add to that.
How about a 12?
A 12. All right. You had a good night's sleep, but you wake up and you're not feeling the best. You're feeling just not good. Maybe that stew wasn't as good as you thought it was last night. Ooh, I got a... Nope, it's another white. You're not feeling as good as you maybe as you should, and you have to go run and relieve yourself a little bit, but that doesn't help the problem. You do suffer one level of fatigue.
Okay.
From all this. And it is morning, and you guys are about to head out. I will let you each draw another chip. And Annabelle also wakes up as well once the sun finally comes up.
That morning, you're running off to relieve yourself.
Absolutely.
When you get back, I'm going to go do the same, but I'm going to walk out and about kind of the direction he was pointing that he had heard things.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if I can find any footprints.
All right. You got tracking?
I got tracking.
Make that tracking roll.
Not very good at tracking, but I got tracking.
You got tracking. 3. So close. You do not find anything of note. How did you sleep?
Well, a couple nightmares, but that's how it goes.
Yeah. I could have slept better, but it took me a while. I could not stop thinking about what had happened. But I was so thankful that you and your friend came and found me and took me out of there.
So you calmer today?
A little bit.
What happened? I know you said bandits came through.
Yes.
I'm probably asking her this while he's...
While he's doing that?
While he's doing that.
Okay. That's just fine.
Because I am going to use Lacuna. Target forgets an event as if affected by modified memory.
Okay.
But I'm using it on myself. Essentially, I'm kind of... The night kind of calmed my fears, even if I do feel safe, even though I had the nightmares, but that's normal for me.
Okay.
And I was probably just overthinking things, which I often do. And now that she's talking again, it's easier to maybe think, hey, I'm just blowing things out of proportion, that sort of thing.
All right.
So, yeah. What exactly did you... So you said bandits came through and just started shooting everyone?
Yeah, yes. There was a number of them, men and women, and they came through. But nothing seemed unusual at first. But, that happens often.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't long after that they had...
Don't mind me, I'm just listening. I'm getting me another bottle of a soda bag. Gotta have some breakfast.
He does drink a lot. But it wasn't long after that we heard shots, and then I was very panicked, and everyone was running, and I saw some leave the saloon, and then they went to other buildings and were shooting people in the streets, and I went and hid. And I heard other people come. They were running to the church as well. And we thought we would be safe there. But then they came to the church and we weren't safe.
I'm gonna make a memory check.
Okay.
Because I don't remember there being gunshots at buildings, like broken windows because of gunshots or anything like that, which would make sense in a situation of this sort that she's speaking of.
That would absolutely make sense.
Five.
You don't remember seeing any structural damage to any of the buildings in regards to broken windows, bullet holes in glass.
Because I remember seeing people just lying dead as if they were just walking through their day. Now, Annabelle, see, you say that, and I'd love to believe you. You seem so nice. But that doesn't look like anything what the town looks like at all.
That's what happened.
Porter, you're bringing up some bad memories for her.
Well,
look at her; she's starting to shake. You're troubling her. Look, she's shaking. Here, pour some whiskey in a one of the coffee cup tins and offer some to her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm trying. Maybe she's misremembering. I I'm just trying to see if there's something else that she may have forgotten.
All kinds of things go through your mind when bad things happen.
I guess.
We'll look at Porter and go, after some bad things, you're lucky to have a mind left.
It's okay. It's okay. It's. I wish I could tell you more. I wish I remembered more. So much of it happened so fast, and I was so scared. And when they came to the church, and everyone was screaming, I ran, and then the doors, they opened, and there were more shots, and there were more screams, and I hid. It was.
Don't bother thinking about that now. Just relax. You get to Fargo, everything will be all right.
Yes.
You got at least a couple more days ride.
Yeah.
You up for a couple more days?
I'm a little tired, but I think I can do it.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
I'll saddle up the horses.
All right.
Okay. Pack the gear. I will be showing Porter some saddling tricks of the trade. Help him out, tighten this on the trail, that kind of thing.
You see her, she kind of gathers her stuff together. Make me a notice roll.
And I'll lean into Porter as I'm showing him some stuff on the saddle. I'm just like, keep it grounded. You might be right.
That's going to freeze me in place. Oh, look. Just in time. How about an 8 or a 7 because I'm fatigued? 7 for a notice roll.
7 for a notice roll?
Yeah, freeze. It just kind of
slowly
turn.
You happen to turn. He says that, and you happen to turn at that moment, and she has kind of bent over, and she's finishing putting everything in her suitcase, and then she's standing up, and just as part of just a normal thing, her hand goes to her scarf, and you see she touches in the area where you saw the gap. Her hand kind of goes there, and she immediately drops her bag, and both hands go to her scarf, and she shoots a quick look in both your directions, and she's like starting to do it, and then she kind of gives you the same quarter smile that she gave you the other last night, Porter, and she just kind of relaxes a little bit and gets her things set back up, and then grabs her suitcase once again and starts coming towards the horse.
Persuasion roll. Tell her she's looking just fine this morning. She's shining like radiant stars. 5.
5, huh? Thank you.
I'm just kind of standing there staring at the horse. Trying to process all this.
She comes up. I hope you feel okay.
Oh, yeah, I'll be fine. I guess I had too much licorice.
Yeah, probably not good to put that in the stew.
Yeah, after he woke me up, I was telling him some ghost stories, so he's a little jumpy this morning.
Maybe that's why you had the nightmares.
Maybe.
Nightmares?
Yeah. Stupid things. Stuff chasing you. Fighting them off. That sort of thing.
Okay. I'm going to take a long look at Porter.
Okay. She gets on her horse.
See if he looks all right.
I'm infectious today.
9.
He looks a little pale, but nothing that doesn't look unusual for somebody who probably ate a really bad stew.
All right. Just making sure you didn't die in your sleep on me. Hate for you to be walking around this morning.
Ha ha. Yes, that's what. I'm like checking my pulse.
You are definitely still alive. All right, so you head out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Let's go.
Takes you a good chunk of the day, but about sometime in the early afternoon, you do come across a small town
Yep,
It's
on the Red River.
Yep, and yeah, you get to it's by the river. The town is known as I'm going to get the French pronunciation incorrect in here. I know Lac Quiparle, Lac Quiparle. Lac Quiparle.
Sure.
Lac Quiparle.
But of course, we've Americanized it because it's in America.
Absolutely.
It's Lac Qui Parle.
Lacquered parlor.
It's got the little sign just in front of it there. Population says 50. It's very small. There's you can see there's definitely a saloon. Looks like a livery. You've got probably a
Barber.
There might be there's a dry goods place, a blacksmith, and then a few tents kind of surrounding on the edges of the town.
Boarding house would be upstairs in the saloon, or we'll have to inquire in town if we don't see one readily.
You don't see one readily.
Okay. So get Annabelle a room for the night. She can have a nice long soak in the hot tub, private like.
Yeah.
You know how much you like those? Flowers.
What are you talking about? You're the one that takes all the baths. I do. I would like a nice bed. I could use a bed.
Shave and a haircut.
2 cents.
Cheap.
Yeah. I would love a bed.
I imagine you probably like to change clothes too.
Yeah.
I could probably do with a new shirt.
A lot of travel.
Mm-hmm.
The patches, though. They did come in handy.
And they have been holding up very well. They've definitely been holding up.
It's still a warm day.
It is, again, warm here. Yeah, it's been in the upper 70s. And fortunately, or thankfully, not too humid. So it's tolerable in that sense.
I think I'm going to skip gambling tonight. I think we're okay money-wise.
You get a few looks as you walk in. There's the three of you come in, but nothing too unusual or untoward at all.
Law office.
There's a sheriff's office. Does not look. The door's shut, and you can't tell if there's anybody inside.
Church.
It looks like they're in the process of building a church.
Okay.
Should be. Is there a post office? I guess that'd be
There's no post office. There's a saloon and then a dry goods right next to each other.
If you want something delivered.
Well, no, I was just thinking let people know about Matt Marshall.
Yeah, it'd be the law office. As soon as it opens, he's probably sleeping.
Don't blame him. I guess we should let's look for a room or two. 2 definitely.
Okay.
At least.
You can see.
Put the horses away before we go to the saloon.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right. You got it.
I'll take care of the horses if you want to take Annabelle.
Sure. I can do that. Thanks. No problem. I'll handle it.
I'll give him a wink because I'm taking the horses in the livery. You know, the quickest way to a man's heart, besides through the second and third rib, is through the stomach.
So.
Maybe you should buy her a nice bonnet and a summer dress.
No, she probably does want to change of clothes. It's not a bad idea. Would you... maybe some new clothes? Forget the past sort of thing?
Maybe.
Maybe?
We could... You don't have to keep taking care of me. I can just stay here. Or we could stay together.
I mean... What was our original plan?
We're meeting up with Stumpy so we could go bust
Well,
her.
right. That plan What was our original plan with her?
We haven't been alone to develop one yet.
True. That's true. I guess we could. Now, worried.
That's why I was throwing all those suggestions out there about getting her a private room so she could be by herself. But nope, you didn't pick up on that.
No, of course.
I'm walking away.
Thanks.
Bye. Well,
I'm taking care of the horses.
All right. Let me think about this.
Well, while you're walking,
Yes.
we would have been to the livery first.
yes, you absolutely can drop off the livery Horace, not horse. Horace at the livery. I could get these taken care of you right good and quick there.
Appreciate it, Horace.
Absolutely.
That is interesting. I don't think I've heard that name before. That is a nice name.
That was my pap's name. Yeah, he was a good man. He also ran a livery. Not here, but he ran a livery as well.
See, your town here is building a church.
Aye, that's happening.
You got a good reverend living here?
Not yet. We've been told one's coming up from Minneapolis.
No man of the cloth in town here.
No, sir.
All
No,
right.
sir.
And sheriff, deputy?
Oh, we got a sheriff. He comes around about once a week from Litchfield out to the east.
Ah, that'd be why the office is closed up.
Yes, sir.
When's he due?
He's due in 2 days' time.
All right.
At least, if he's going on schedule, he'll be here in 2 days' time.
Sorry to be so full of questions.
No, that's...
Who's got the best beds?
Oh, well, there's a hostel, not just kind of down... He actually points right over there. They got decent beds. You probably, if you don't want to pay the bed, if you got a tent, you can go in behind the saloon. He's got a long lean-to ceiling that you can get underneath. There's a stove out there. They'll keep stocked and warm, so it helps keep it warm. Then it doesn't matter much now, of course, but during the wintertime or in the fall,
Joshua will run his hand over his stubble. Who's got the sharpest razor?
that's a saloon.
All right. And I'm sure they got the wettest liquor, too.
Got that right.
Take good care of those horses.
Oh, you know it. I'll absolutely do that.
I'll start heading over to the hostel
Okay.
to basically set up 3 rooms
All right.
if they've got it.
All right.
And what are you doing there now, Porter?
I will take her to get some clothing
Okay.
from the general store, I guess.
Yep.
Get her a bonnet for her long hair that she has, and a new dress because travel and bandits and hiding, all that. Obviously, we'll want to hang on to it.
Absolutely.
Makes perfect sense. And of course, I got my eye on her the whole time because now I'm frightened out of my wits.
I don't understand why that would be. I don't. She's been nothing but.
She's been nothing but kind.
Absolutely.
Except for this drunk whispering in my ear.
Right. Feeding you lies. He's feeding you lies.
He also is the best shot.
Well, true.
I tend to believe him.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes.
We're looking to get the young lady some new clothes.
Oh, hello there. She just gives him the quarter smile. This is your wife?
Oh, no. Just a friend.
Oh, just a friend.
Yes.
No relative.
No.
Oh, what's the occasion?
Celebration for traveling.
Oh, she's coming with you. I mean, you're traveling together.
Yes, we came into town together.
Oh. Well, this is not your destination. Where are you off to then? There.
We're still north.
Going up to Fargo, I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
That's good. I hear that they caught that, I was reading they caught that Regina the Red. She's robbing one of the trains up there, apparently.
Chris, you hit like 2 cards at once. This is impressive.
Boom, boom.
Let's see. I prove sensitive. And a forgotten shame returns.
Nice. Perfect.
Oh, yeah. Regina the Red. Right. Yeah. And now my pale face is not as pale at the moment.
You're looking a little red yourself there, sir.
Dress, please.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Dress. Well, we don't get a lot in here.
Anything's better than something's been rode in, right?
Well, yes, absolutely. Miss, this way. I've got one of these two styles here, really. Only the blue here with the...
Oh, I can't leave her behind. You do realize this.
With the check. And then, of course, this one's got a bit more frills to it. It's kind of nice. The pattern's a bit better, a little bit more floral pattern. This one has the floral one has a matching bonnet.
I think you just spoke the magic word there.
Oh, so that's okay. All right. Yeah. Is that the one we want? I mean, if you'll permit me to, once you put it on, I can fit it as long as you're going to be here for a day or two at least. Yes.
Yeah, I think we can swing that.
It's right and good.
Well, I know. And what do you mean by a day?
Well, as long as we get it sized right, I can get my wife and she can alter it, take it in where needed. Pull things out if necessary. But looking at her and the dress here, I'm thinking that the alterations wouldn't take very long. It's something that she could probably get done tonight. I mean, I don't know when you're heading out, but for sure by noon tomorrow. How about we say that?
Can we do 8 a.m.?
I can.
For a couple extra bucks.
I absolutely can.
That's what I want to hear.
Well, okay then. All right. Miss, you've been awfully quiet in here. Not that I'm not ignoring you, but you haven't really said much. Is this okay? She says, that's fine. All right then. Okay, well then he takes the dress down. Why don't you just go try that on, and then when you have it on, let me come in there and I'll check things. So the bonnet with the dress and the alterations, and you said a couple dollars more, I think, to make sure it was done.
Make sure it's done nice and early.
All right. Well, we're going to be looking at a total of about $13.
I can do that.
Oh, all right.
Not even a haggling.
Okay.
I'm flustered.
Multiple irons in the fire.
That's right.
I don't mean to pry, sir. He's writing you up your receipt. I didn't speak out of turn when I mentioned Regina the Red, did I?
Hey, has there been any more news?
All I know is that that she's been convicted, and I think that they're just awaiting the sentencing, and that's all I've heard. But it sounds like it's a pretty airtight case, and it's not good to steal from the Iron Dragons.
No, I hear they're pretty harsh with their punishment.
That they are. They can be, yes.
Right. Why don't we get her taken care of, and I'll just wait here.
Okay. It's on. Oh. She kind of comes out, and she comes out around the corner, and she still has her headscarf on, so it looks a little odd because that's kind of dirty and everything. But she actually looks kind of nice, in a haunting kind of way. So, but he goes and he measures and he makes some marks.
I should have walked away when you explained all this to him.
And he says, "Okay, I'm good. If you just want to take that back off, and then I'll get it to my wife, and you've already paid for it."
How about the bonnet fit?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. The bonnet should fit. No problem. It's.
Oh, is it? It's just. Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Will that work with your hair, Annabelle?
You from behind. She says it should be fine. Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
A couple minutes. She comes back out. She's back in her normal clothes. 8 a.m. tomorrow.
8 a.m. tomorrow.
All right.
Check my watch. It's
a very nice watch.
Thank you. Do you all sell rations and stuff here?
Well, of course. I mean, what else are you looking for, sir? I can outfit you with almost anything.
We probably need some potatoes and some onions.
Stew in a bag.
Stew in a bag.
I can certainly get you some vegetables and food and things of that nature.
For the road, of course.
Of course. Actually, if you spend about $2, you can get plenty of
And we have
vegetables that will last you at least a good week and a half.
And we'll have an extra horse that we can use as a pack horse to carry this stuff now.
So it's easy for you two to find each other when you come out of the dry goods. He's coming out of the hostel.
I got us 3 rooms. And you whispered the words,
I did.
I was like, aww.
Well, I mouthed the words,
Right.
I hate you, as we're walking.
Why, that's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me. Of course, that's usually the only thing people say to me.
That's kind of sad.
So you meet in the street.
That's right.
I got us 3 rooms.
You bought me a dress.
Nice. Nice summer dress. Go with this heat.
Yeah, that's right. I get the heat.
All right. So,
Did you get some rooms?
I got us some rooms. We should head over to the saloon and get a proper cooked meal. No offense to your whatever that was last night.
It was art.
Art. Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
It wasn't
I guess I
that
really wasn't
bad.
beholding it last night.
Really wasn't that bad. Come on.
I think that's probably where your nightmares came from.
It was okay.
See?
He did the best he could with what he had.
That's right.
And he ate it. He ate it all. He ate everything that was on his plate. Didn't you? He ate.
Aww.
It was very
Look at you two getting along so well.
Where are rooms?
Oh, hostel's right over yonder way.
Are we all in the same room?
I got us 3 rooms. You'll have some privacy, little lady.
I think I'll just go there now, if that's okay.
You sure? We're about to head over and get a meal at the saloon.
I guess I can go there. Sure.
Of course, if you're tired, it has been a long trail. Don't mean to twist your arm.
No. I don't want to stop you doing what it is you're doing. But I'll come with you.
Okay.
What are we doing?
The saloon is just simply known as Sylvia's. And there's a couple people just sitting out on the porch there. Kind of nod to you. Afternoon.
Afternoon.
Hot one, ain't it?
Oof. Yeah. It's better than it's been the last couple days, though.
It was worse.
We're moist.
All right. Any hotter, you'd swear the devil himself crawled out.
Yeah. Well, I'll take the heat, though, because the fish been jumping pretty good, and so we've been getting some pretty good catches of late, which is good. So, you guys must have just rode into town, ma'am.
So I heard Sharp Razor inside could deal with a shave.
Sylvia herself, she cuts it. She does
Sylvia.
good.
All right. I'll look her up. Appreciate it.
Can't miss her. She's right behind.
Head on in.
You walk in, there's maybe only about a handful of people in here. 2 people over in one corner, kind of minding their own business. Guy at the bar, actually 2 guys at the bar, kind of runs along. And then there's one dude just kind of leaning. He's dressed very similar to you. He's just kind of dressed nicer.
When I step in, I'm going to do that long pause. Kind of just lean heavy on one gun a little bit and just kind of take in the room. And then head on up to the bar.
Okay. And you get looks. I mean, they'll look at you.
I don't do anything of the sort. Are you
Okay,
kidding?
you just walk right in.
I was walking like it. I'm like, why is he stopping?
The woman behind the bar, she's very well put together. She wears kind of a button-down, long-sleeve white shirt. She's got the little armband things, it makes her sleeves a little bit more puffy. She looks like she's probably maybe in her 30s somewhere. Hair's done up nice. She's got a deer head above or behind the bar with her there, and you can see she's got her liquor. There's a gun, rifle underneath the deer head. Can I get you gentlemen, lady?
Sylvia, it's a mighty nice rack you got there. I'm here for a shave.
Thank you very much. Hey, it looks like you could use one.
Yeah, I'm a little rough around the edges right now.
Smiles. I can tell. I can tell.
I just want a hot meal.
It's fair enough. Could do that.
What would you like?
I'll have, a meal is fine. Then we got some ham out back, mashed potatoes,
Sounds great.
gravy.
Perfect.
Ham and mash.
What can I get for you to drink there? You look like you want a drink, sir. You look like you want more than one, as a matter of fact.
I can't imagine a time he doesn't want to drink.
Yeah. Read him right. You gonna try and resist?
Yep.
This ain't happening. Oh.
I think just the meal and the shave tonight. Had me a whole bottle top shelf.
Oh.
That tends to settle your debt for a while.
That it does. All right. 3 meals?
I guess.
Okay. Nothing to drink with that? Not even a beer?
I'll have a beer.
Fair?
Okay, find a beer.
All right. Good enough.
Slumming it.
She hollers back. She just goes, bring up 3. And she taps three beers for him. He'll be right up.
Probably better, safer than drinking the water. See the color of that river out there? That ain't natural.
Got that right. Yeah, you're much better off. What brings the 3 of you, wait, you know what? Let me guess.
Go right ahead.
She kind of smiles, looks at the 3 of you. Well, I'm thinking this could go one of 2 directions. I'm thinking there's a dark direction, and I'm thinking there's a light direction. Which one would the 3 of you like to hear first?
Oh, let's start with the light and delve into shadow, shall we?
All right. I'm thinking that you, despite the dust that is on your lovely suit and pants and hat, I'm thinking that you're a man of a little bit wealth and taste. Probably got a bit better of a reputation than that individual over there. And she points to the gentleman by the piano, who's also well dressed. And I'm thinking that this is you. So you've got a little bit of money on you. This is she kind of looks down at your hands, either is or is soon to be your lovely bride. And you're on your way to Fargo, where you are engaged in some sort of business dealing, and you are along to make sure that they get there safe and sound, judging by the number of personal defense devices that you carry upon yourself.
Well, for snakes and such.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we live in dangerous times, my friend, and it's okay. So that's what I'm thinking.
That is a mighty pretty picture she paints there.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? You're partial.
I'm interested to see how this descends into darkness.
I taught him how to cook last night. He did the best he could. Well, judging by the look on your face, I'm assuming it's the heat that's got you a little white.
Right.
I would never want to imply that.
The heat.
Right. If she was your teacher, Well, anyway, that's the light side. So the dark side, her face takes on a bit more serious expression. You see her hands just kind of go low.
Behind the bar?
Or underneath the bar, maybe.
Okay.
I'm going to say that you're the muscle, you're the face, and she's not someone who belongs to either one of you. And you're just on your way either to sell her or worse.
I don't think Sylvie went quite dark enough. Do you?
I am a pretty face, aren't I?
Well, I wouldn't say that much. I don't want to go that far.
You didn't both have to speak at the same time.
About this time,
Couldn't resist.
you see a little boy come out, maybe no more than 10, and he just plops 3 plates in front of you. He scatters right back. So, am I light, am I dark, or am I somewhere middle of the day?
I think like most things, you're somewhere in the gray.
That's fair. That's fair. Better to be in the gray than to be on either side, because to be honest with you, if you're on the light side of things, you might not make it there to Fargo. And if you're on the dark side of things, you might not make it out of the saloon.
That's true.
Can't abide that kind of treatment of people. So I'm glad that I was, I guess, wrong in both accounts.
I thought Sylvia for sure you'd go darker.
Well,
Like
could I have?
you could have said that a couple of hired guns here working for the little lady who just got back from Marshall and we slaughtered the whole town.
Well, Joshua Young certainly has a way with words, doesn't he? His response may not end well, but you never know. They might be able to smooth things over. We'll find out in issue 13, Hostile Hostel. The part of Joshua Young is played by Brent Rich. Porter Holt is played by Brad Smith. And your intrepid marshal is played by Chris Hussey. Deadlands and Savage Worlds are the property of Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Learn more about their great games at their website, peginc.com. And of course, thanks always to our friends at Fear the Boot. You can support their Patreon at patreon.com/feartheboot. Some music in this episode provided by Zitron Sound. And if you enjoy these issues, please consider dispensing a lovely 5-star review on wherever it is that you listen from. It's kindly appreciated. Contact information for the Marshal and credits to some of the music can be found at our website, ap.feartheboot.com. I'm Ernest Wick for the Tombstone Epitaph. And remember, peace is not made in the documents, but in the hearts of people.